Hey folks, we are Friday the 14th of October 2022. Big stuff going on yesterday. CPI's coming in hot again. What can the Fed do? Not very much, it seems. So we had a breath of 5.5% from the low to the high close on the S&P yesterday. We really came off quite hard to the downside. We'll get over and have a look at these charts, but what else do we have going on? Well, it's Project Mayhem in the UK. Kurt Tang is out as Chancellor, and really it's just a matter of hours now, I would say, until Truss is called into question as Prime Minister. But you're seeing, quite a bit going on in the bond space on the back of this stuff. Added to that, we're seeing the highs on day in the S&P are really quite a precarious place for the market to stall out. And for me personally, I'm short this market. I don't like these highs where it's stalled out on the highs. And I think a lot of people are going to be probably looking to bail in on the longs given the performance we saw yesterday. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. Let's get over onto the charts here and have a little look, see what's going on. Sorry guys, I'm just going to cut that video there. And we're going to reload this here. Anyway, either which way. Let's see. There we go. So, right, what do we have? Well, let's look at the S&P 500 to start off with yesterday. Massive push to the downside on the data. They're at half one. Down we come. Finding supports in really quite a randomized spot down the bottom here, but 35 double 450s, really a nice spot for the market to pick up at socks there. You can see on the weekly bars pushing again into the 36.98 half for the SPOOs. All right, what is that level? Well, that's really the high of the week for the 21st of Dec 2020. And I like that level. It's been on my charts for quite a while now because invariably when we pushed above here, before we went on the rocket ship that was this Fed fund and Fed fueled spin to the all-time highs, we took a stop off here in the week of the 1st of January, February, March 21, and up we went. So that was support, now tested as resistance on the highs for the SPOOs. If you ask me, which you obviously are sort of doing by watching this video, we're coming back down into this area in the SPOOs, okay? And this is the start of it, okay? We have on these highs that we have today, all right? So let's look at that on the SPOOs on the 60 minutes, okay? So for me, if we cannot get to, say, 37.20s and hold the sort of baseline around this 36.98 halves level, this market is going down, okay? This market is going down. Now you're seeing the highs on day in a pretty nice area, 37.14s. Then we come to the bottom of that area, 36.74s, and we're picking up our socks. So we're kind of going sideways basically on the S&P. But watch out for another test down at the 36.35s. There will be some bars in there, but if we do push down there, I think we're actually going for more lows. We might even actually wipe out the lows of yesterday. Now, that's a big deal and a big trade and a hero trade. So, best to probably, operate suitable risk in today's environment. All right, that's the SPOOs. Looking over at the NASDAQ, which is one of these markets that really offered up an incredible opportunity yesterday. Here is the NASDAQ on the weekly bars. You can see this trend coming into play here. All right. This trend channel coming into play. What was the low of yesterday and indeed the low of this week? It was that trend on the tick. Boom, up we go. Chart risk reward here. Risking, I don't know, we don't even need to risk 160 ticks, and we certainly wouldn't do that in this room. But probably putting on something like say 50 ticks, maybe 60 ticks of risk. From there to where we kind of closed on the day on the NASDAQ yesterday, that's 11.5 grand per single contract traded off the lows. That's 44 to 1 with your 52 ticks of risk. Incredible move for that market. Absolutely incredible. From such an amazing spot down there. All right. Such an amazing spot. So is that it for the bear trend for now? Well, it's certainly a great place for a kind of a push low to do a little bit of a turnabout and then kind of have a pullback. So let's see what we get today. I don't think the retail sales coming at half one is enough to send us back down there. You're talking about Fed speak, you're talking about US administration policy, escalation of the war, things like that in Ukraine that could pull us further back down. All right, so let's see. Bitcoin up here on the back of this as well, 1.2% up on the session here. But let's get over to cable, have a look at what's going on here. Cable testing on this morning trend that I've drawn on here from these pattern lows. So into S1 on an initial breach. I don't think this short is going to be too easy to get on with very tight risk. Probably best to look for kind of push back up to the 1258s and then down we go. Destination spot 743s really on further downside here on cable. And obviously the gap above. If we do turn about here and push back for the gap, we've tested this twice, last week there. So I think if we come back up, I don't see what could bring us back up there today, to be honest. Even if Dwayne Johnson wants to step in as chancellor, I just don't think that could even get us back up there. But let's see. Has anyone called him? Someone should give him a call. All right, so that's it. And oil. Before we go anywhere here, oil. Really good day. Really good day yesterday, coming out of the lows. And here we are. I've talked about a need for the market potentially to trade back on this trend to pick up at stocks for the big one. So let's just see what happens. It's still quite weak under this 87.97s and very hard to get a decent duration trade on here. Look out for the 20 exponential moving average support 86.63s today. Then that could kind of lift us back up here. But I'd like a clean test on the 85.28s, the 2009 low back adjusted, and ultimately a test down here on that sort of trend area would be a lovely long opportunity. Do I think we're going to get that today? No, I certainly don't. Not under the current conditions within the macro on oil. All right, so we're looking out for some big stuff today. I hope you have a good session. If you want to know any more information, just give me a shout, tim@duggancapital.com. And listen, keep it tight out there and have a good session. All right, bye-bye.